Hello, I'm Vivian and you are watching Ghost Hunter Wales. Have you ever had the feeling that you've bitten off more than you can chew? Well, that's exactly how I'm beginning to feel with this pub in Tregarth that we are investigating. If somebody would have told me, in all honesty now, if somebody would have told me that they went to investigate this pub and they had 3 video cameras and 4 recording devices and they had lots of activity, but none of these devices captured anything, I would say to them, pull the other one. At least one of them would have had to have caught something. But that is exactly what happened to us. When we first went to the pub, we had the 3 cameras, we had all sorts of audio recording devices, and they all failed to capture anything. Which is why we had to go back again, and what you're supposed to be watching now is part 2, but it went wrong again when we went to film part 2. Shut up, dog. It all went wrong when we went to film part 2, and I've been putting here a whole week trying to edit the video from that night. But there's some, I can't explain what's going on. It's as if whatever is at that pub preventing us from recording has come home in this video file, and is preventing me from editing it. I'm going to attempt to show you now on the editor what is going on. If you can offer any suggestions as to what this is, I think it's paranormal. But if you can suggest other things, then please comment down below if you think you can tell me what's going on here. I'll try and demonstrate now what's happening for this. Right, for those of you that aren't familiar with video editing and might not quite understand the process, you have the timeline down here where my finger is, which I think you can just about see, where you put all your pieces of video, your titles, special effects, anything like that. You put it all in there. But you don't actually end up with a video film until you built it. In other words, you have to tell the software to export it to a video file. And that is when you actually end up with your video finished product. So that is what I'm going to attempt to do now. Right, the important thing to notice here, guys, I'm going to try and get in closer so you can see what's going on. If you look at this section here, you will see the video being built, and whatever is on that screen there is where it's up to in building the video. And if you come on to down here, I'm going to try and get in closer for you, you can see it tells you how much time it's taken and how much time is left remaining. Now that will settle down in a minute once it's worked out what it's doing. I'm hoping you can see that on the screen there. I'm going to come back out so you can see. Well, you can see there now. It's got 1 minute 19 seconds left, and then we'll have a finished video. If you look on the screen here, you can see where we're up to, see what it's building. Now while that does that, I'm going to continue talking. If you've not been following our investigations into the pub, I suggest you go back and watch the other videos. We are going to be going back. We are far from finished with this pub. There's something going on there. So if you're not yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Hit that notifications button, because I promise you now, when we go back, you won't want to miss. You won't want to miss it. None of us can even begin to predict what we're up against there with what's going on here. But before we go back, us as a team, we're going to get together. We're going to sit down. We're going to have a debate. We're going to look at what we've done, what we could have done, what we are going to do, what we could have done better, blah, 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 and really build ourselves up ready for when we go back. And we're going to try and do that live, so you guys can join in the debate with us. Okay? Like, we're approaching the point now where it all goes wrong. A little way to go yet. Yeah, so be sure to subscribe and keep up to date with this, because I'm fairly certain that what's happening here now with this is paranormal. I can't see any other. Everything's working fine. All the videos are fine. There's no corrupt files. It should work. It should do it. But it's saying we've got 10 minutes remaining. Now, what happened when we filmed part 2, when we went down in the cellar? The screen went blank, but it continued to record sound. Now, what happens when I come to edit this? We reach the point where the screen goes blank and my entire project goes black. I just end up with a black screen throughout the entire project. I'll try and show you that in a minute. Now, during the build process that you're seeing now, when we get to the bit where the screen goes blank, which is coming up now, this is saying we've got 8 minutes and 16 seconds left before we end up with a finished video file. Keep an eye on the picture here. As you can see, it's still building it okay. Like, we're approaching the point where the screen goes blank. There is nothing wrong with this video file. It is not corrupt. It plays okay, but with sound only because the screen has gone blank. For some reason, the editor will not let me do anything with it. As you can see, we've still got a picture there. And the clock is saying we've got just over 4 minutes left before we get a finished video. I've been video editing for years, and I've never come across anything like this. So I'm convinced there's no failure in the software. The video files aren't corrupt. There's no explanation. Right, you can see there, guys, the picture has stopped. It has stopped building the video, but we've not yet got to the blank screen. And if you can see the timer here, instead of counting down, it's now counting up. That's as far as it is going to go. I'll try and get in closer for you. And now we've got the blank screen. So for some reason, when we were filming this, although we were filming sound, the screen went blank, and it remained blank until we left the cellar, and then the picture came back. Now initially I thought that is great because I can show you guys that there's something abnormal going on here. We lost picture, we leave the cellar, we get picture back. I thought that's brilliant to show you. But whatever is causing it is also affecting my software, because it will not let me build it. And the time, I'm just going to try and get in a bit closer for you. So you can see it is actually counting up instead of down. 247, 248, 249. What's happening, it's stopping at that bit. It's refusing to go any further. And in a minute I'll show you where I did this earlier. I left it running for a long time, and I'll show you that. But I'll show you that now, and you can see, don't matter how long you leave it for, it stays there. Okay, so there we have it. So what do you think is going on with this video? I'm totally baffled. To me, it's got to be paranormal. Anyway, I'm going to continue working on it. I will try and get that video up one way or another. Whichever way I have to do it, I'll keep working on it. I will try and get it up. But in the meantime, please subscribe and hit that notifications button. You don't want, honest, you will not want to miss this when we go back to this pub. You will not want to miss it. None of us can predict what's in store for us. There's definitely something there that's causing all this nonsense. And so yeah, come back, watch some more, and comment down below. Let us know what you think. If you've got some idea of what's going on, have you come across this sort of thing before? Let us know. Thanks for watching.